It has been exactly a month since I last had a brokered opportunity. Can you believe that? We'll talk about that on this segment of the Gig Geezer. If this is your first time checking out the Gig Geezer, if you're a returning visitor of the Gig Geezer, thanks for coming by. And if you would not mind, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. So you see here, I'm actually just past an exit 190, which is for Grovetown, and that's basically Augusta. So I've been on the road for a little while. But what's surprising about this particular brokered opportunity is the fact that I wasn't looking for it. I just happened to check the load boards. I noticed that I had missed a few opportunities. One was from Blythewood, which would be about 25 minutes from my house, from the Geezer compound, going to Johns Island, which is Charleston area. And then there had been a couple others that had popped up that I missed altogether. I mean, these are ones that I just didn't even know about, and when I found out about them, it was after the fact. And so when I checked the load boards today, just out of curiosity, this one was at the bottom of the list. And so I just figured, oh, what the hell, I'll put something in, because I noticed where it was going, and it asked for certain certifications. And quite frankly, I was on a DoorDash. I'd already completed an Instacart and was on my way to doing a DoorDash. It was a shop and pay. And so I put in for it. And I got a return email asking me for some specific information, basically who's the driver, phone numbers, things like that. And then while I'm in the midst of doing the shop and pay, I get another email, and it's the rate confirmation sheet, exactly for what I'd asked for. So, yeah, that was a surprise. So this is tangible proof too that, hey, the Geezer van is in operation. I don't have any actual footage of the actual loading of the van, because by the time I noticed the guy come out with the forklift, he was right up to my van door. And so instinctively, I'm thinking what I need to do is take a picture of what's being loaded into the van for the broker. That's kind of a standard procedure that I do. I'll send them a picture of the item or cargo being loaded into the van, along with a picture of the bill of lading or whatever, or bill of lading or delivery order, something that I'll need to use as documentation for when I complete the brokered opportunity. In fact, for whatever it's worth, early on with the Gig Geezer segment, we're talking about almost a year and a half ago, segment that talk about the paperwork that you need, but just for review's sake, for those who've yet to do a brokered opportunity or are curious about it, the brokers are always, rule of thumb, at least the brokers that I've dealt with, some request outright, but they certainly appreciate if you email back to them a picture of the load of the actual item or freight that's being loaded into the van. And then, rule of thumb, some brokers require that you send them a picture of the bill of lading or delivery order. In this case, I volunteered and sent them that. And then when you get to the drop-off location, you're gonna, in order to get paid for sure, and for them to close out on their end, you should send them signed bill of lading, both with your signature and with the receiver's signature or that delivery order, and then pictures of the cargo being unloaded. That's how you get paid. And then for those, now if you're dealing with a carrier, they will probably appreciate the same information. I've never dealt with a carrier, but I would venture to say that's the type of stuff that they're going to ask for. If you are dealing with factoring, as I do, the factoring company is going to require that. Require exactly what I just shared with you. And then they're also going to want you to sign the rate confirmation sheet. That is another thing. When you close out on the order, and when you're looking to get paid, you're going to have to sign the rate confirmation sheet. So you can't get paid without rate confirmation sheet and the bill of lading or delivery order. And sometimes you need proof of delivery by picture documentation. So this trip should take about 4.5 to 5 hours driving. And so what I'm going to do is document once I'm in Talladega, which is where I'll be going. Talladega, Alabama. That's where Mercedes plant is, and the racetrack, the NASCAR racetrack. I have driven through Talladega, but I've never stopped off in Talladega. So we will pick up this conversation in a few hours. And by the way, if you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely look at the comments in the section below. All right, so I'm going to call an audible and update this trip to Talladega. So you see I'm in traffic, and I'm actually in the Atlanta metropolitan area. I am just passing the mile marker 74. So that means I got 74 miles to the Alabama border, and then probably another 50 miles or so, 50 to 55 to 60 miles to the drop-off location in Talladega. Now, apparently I am not going to the Mercedes plant, but I'm going to a place that needs, it appears that this may be a Honda manufacturing place. And if it's so, it kind of evokes memory of a run that I did about a year ago, almost to the day, in which I picked up a brokered opportunity in Florence, South Carolina, and drove maybe at the most 25 minutes to nearby Timminsville to the Honda plant there, and earned $250 on that particular opportunity. And it was a pallet, if memory serves me correct. But what I am taking to Talladega, it reminds me, give me a picture of the traffic again, it reminds me of a run that I made from Charlotte to Dallas last year, 900-mile trip, and earned $1,100, taking what amounted to not even a pallet of item. It was a pallet of some specialized tooling. And on that trip, I parlayed opportunity in nearby Fort Worth, and then on the way back, drove through Houston and picked up some other earning opportunities. So if memory serves me correct, on that particular run, I know that I'm talking about something else though, but on that particular run, I believe I earned altogether, with all the with the couple of brokered opportunities that I picked up in the Atlanta area, altogether about $1,900. In fact, that also included a last mile gig delivery opportunity that I completed in Alabama. So I don't talk about this often, but given my choice, I prefer to do what I've been doing, and that's more of the local and regional stuff. I recall when I came back from my last brokered opportunity to Texas, I realized then that I didn't like doing what amounted to the equivalent of over the road. I just didn't. And it just is like, I don't like this. As I remember going through Louisiana on I-20 driving back, I didn't like it. So if I happen to get something like to Texas, yeah, I'll give it some consideration. But I think the thing that's going to always make it probably a little more of a challenge for me is the fact that the more time you put in doing this, the more selective you become, because you realize how much money you should be making on some of these things. That Charlotte to Dallas, $1,100. Someone said, "Oh, that's really good, man." But I'm thinking that if I do something like that, I should be asking for in the neighborhood of $1,400 to $1,500. Simply because, I mean, these brokers, we don't know what the brokers are making on these things. We don't know what the brokers agree upon when they are awarded these runs. We don't know, because there lacks transparency in this game. So the goal is to get as much as you can. It's not so much as about just getting the opportunity, but getting as much as you can. That's how you run a business. And getting as much as you can, it means that you can't be timid and not ask for some decent money. I mean, if they're willing to go with it, that means they've got some money in this. That's the whole point. And so when I see folk, again, I've talked about this before, though. I even talked about it in this segment of the Gig Geezer, where I said, what? Accept trash loads, accept trash loads, expect trash pay, expect trash earnings. If you bid low, you can't help but get paid low. Simple as that. Alrighty. Okay, so we just got off the freeway here at the Talladega exit, and I'm probably, I want to say, less than 10 minutes away from the drop-off location. So, it took me from start to here roughly 5 hours. And that's about what I anticipated, given my experience having gone from South Carolina to the Atlanta metropolitan area. What I do want to note here is that that run that I've done from South Carolina to the Atlanta metropolitan area is one that I've featured in a number of Gig Geezer segments. So the distance that I'm doing to one way, the distance from Aiken to this drop off in Talladega is very comparable, according to what I've calculated is 280 miles, just like with the other run that I've mentioned on a number of occasions. The difference, though, is that we're dealing with different brokers, and the money's different. The money's actually better on this one, given that I'm still doing about the same distance. What else can I share? Now, one thing about brokers, sometimes they'll try to slip things on you. What they'll do is say, "Hey, this has happened to me now. This is why I'm saying it. What happened is that they'll say, "Hey, we just got word from the customer that we got an extra item to deliver. Are you okay with that?" Well, when that's happened, I have asked for more money. Just like if they happen to mess up on the address, and I've shared that in this segment of the Gig Geezer, when to ask for more money. I'm looking for more money if they give me the wrong address, or if they're asking me to carry more weight. That's more money. In this particular case, when I saw the posting, it said 2,400 pounds. What I got, at least here on the inset, and according to the actual bill of lading, is 318 pounds. So, situation like this, you can say that this was some easy money. because it's just basically it's the equivalent of like having two passengers in this van, 318 pounds. And when you're driving distance, you kind of want less weight because that's going to translate into better gas mileage. Okay, so I am now leaving the drop-off location, and another load is in the books. And altogether, I earned today over $600, as noted here. For the week, I'm at just a tick over $1,600. And am I looking at $2,000 a week? Probably not, because it's Friday, and this week was a holiday week. And so I didn't do anything on Monday. And so maybe I'll see a couple $100 earned this weekend in the Columbia market. Last thing, this is how much I earned as noted by the rate confirmation sheet. Again, I noted that same miles, 280 miles, but I earned more money. Different broker, different situation altogether, different run. And so that's all I have to share for this particular segment of the Get Geezer. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane. As always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.